PowerPoint rather.
Yeah, I can see the start of the PowerPoint.
Lovely. Right. Well, yeah, I guess we'll hit record and we'll get going, and we'll see how it pans out.
Yeah. So we're on record.
Excellent. Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to St. Cadoc's if you've not been here before. We're doing this quick presentation for you for the clinical supervision course, just to familiarise you with the library. I'm David Lewis. I'm the assistant librarian for St. Cadoc's and the Royal Gwent, and I'll hand over briefly to my colleague Lauren, who is also an assistant librarian, to introduce herself.
So hi everyone, I'm Lauren Jones and I'm the same as David. I'm the assistant librarian at St. Cadoc's and the Royal Gwent, and welcome.
And can I say, I'm Amelia. I'm helping making this recording. David, you're only sort of half your face is showing. Could you adjust your camera to perhaps get all your face in, because otherwise it looks slightly strange. That's better. That's better. Right. Yeah. Okay. Lovely. Great.
Okay, so we'll move on. And just to let you know the location of the library, if you're not familiar with the St. Cadoc's building, we are actually on the first floor of the main building, which is just above the general office. So you would just take the main corridor, not quite as far as the general office, and then there's a signposted door up the stairs to the library, and that'll be us.
Okay, if you would like to contact us, the library staff Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, 8:30 till 4:30. Obviously, we understand that the course takes place on a Friday. We are going to try and facilitate to try and be there and meet you in person if we can, but otherwise please come and see us on those days. The email and telephone are monitored Monday to Friday though, so if you did need any help at St. Cadoc's on the day of your course on the Friday, we're still contactable by email, and both of us have access to the stc.library@wales.nhs.uk email, and then they're both our personal emails. So feel free to contact us anytime if you need anything, or call us on those numbers.
Yeah, definitely, and we can provide assistance sort of in real time while you're in the library if you need help finding anything and things like that. Okay, move on now to give you a brief overview of the facilities that we've got available at the library at St. Cadoc's. You'll have 24-hour access using the key codes. They are there on the slide, but don't worry about remembering them, because once you've signed up with us, you'll have a welcome email and they'll include the access codes as well. In the library, we have got 6 network PCs with colour printing available. We don't charge for it, so you're welcome to come and print out what you need in the library. There's also self-service photocopying available. So if you need any materials for your course, you're welcome to come and copy them there. We've got group and individual study areas in the library. There's also a quiet reading and wellbeing area, which is in the bay window of the book room, which is actually really nice when the sun is shining. Get the window open and it's a nice relaxing area. We can provide scanning documents to your email and binding of physical documents on request, so let us know if you need anything like that, and we'll be happy to do it. And the library has Wi-Fi throughout, provided by the cloud, so if you already have an account, because a lot of hospitality places use the cloud, it should carry straight over, but if not, you can set yourself up a quick free account and that'll get you online with the Wi-Fi, and it's pretty reliable. It's been working quite well for a long time now, so you shouldn't have any issues with it. But if you do have any problems using the Wi-Fi, please let us know so we can let our IT department know.
David, can I just ask? So, but you can use your normal NHS Wales email on it, can't you?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you should be able to log in. On the network PCs, it'll work. It depends on what type of device that you're bringing into the library. You may not be able to access your NHS emails on a personal device that you're using the Wi-Fi. It depends if that's previously been set up by IT. I don't think it'll work straight away. But let's say on the PC, certainly no problem at all. You'll be able to access all your OneDrive documents and your emails as well.
Okay, thank you.
That's okay. So we've covered the majority of the facilities there. So I'll hand you over to Lauren now to give you an overview of the book collection that we have.
So the collection is obviously a specialist mental health collection. There's over 3,000 books currently. Me and David put on a monthly book order every month, and we welcome title suggestions. Amelia has given us title suggestions in the past. We've added them to the collection. We've actually got a special clinical supervision section of the library already in place with all the books, which Amelia has provided. So they're all there. If you come in person, we can show you exactly where that is. But if not, I can pass the details on to Amelia to tell you exactly where that section is. So don't worry. Like I said, specialist psychiatric book collection, all the psychiatric specialties in order. It runs quite easily. It's indexed with the British psychiatric system. So it basically goes from A to Z. It's an easy system. The index is in place, is in view, so you can see it. And yeah, the new books we display in the library and on our Twitter feed. So please do follow us for any new titles. And like I said, we do welcome any suggestions as long as they're new and relevant. I'm sure we can fit them in the collection for you.
Lovely. And just to add to that, we do, aside from the mental health, we have a couple of other smaller sections, such as occupational therapy and health and social care, which are being developed at the moment. And if you are currently working for the NHS, we'll be able to access books that will be relevant to your day jobs as well, even if that's not in the field of mental health. When we move on to searching the catalogue in a moment, and if you want to carry on using St Cadoc's library to help with your day-to-day work, we can source books in other areas as well for you.
And you've also got a counselling and a CBT section, and we're all related, if you like, the clinical supervision, the counselling and the CBT courses. So I know that you've got two little sections in there on those other areas as well, because they all kind of link up together.
Yeah, definitely. There's quite a sizable CBT and counselling collection within as well. So again, you're welcome to come in and have a look and utilise those as well, most definitely. Okay, we'll move on now. That's okay. We'll move on now just to have a look at the search catalogue. Now, you are welcome to come in and we can go through this one-to-one with you. So I'll just give you a very brief overview at the moment. On the one PC in the book room, when the library is staffed, we normally put the search catalogue on ready for you to use, but it's easy to access otherwise. We've put pamphlets now on every PC that'll give you instructions on how to get onto the search catalogue and have a look at your material. As the slide mentioned, the search catalogue is available on any PC or device, so it doesn't have to be a health board PC for you to get access to this. It can be easily found by putting Cardiff University Library search into a search engine. It's normally the first result that comes up. And you can narrow any material down to a specific library. So if you are looking, you just need to take something away from St Cadoc's library on the day, you can look at on the side section of the search catalogue, you can select St Cadoc's and it will narrow down the results then to everything that's in our collection. Books are, as Laura mentioned, the class marks, that's how the books are sorted, for want of a better word. So it starts at A, which is your research and leadership, and it goes right around then, all in alphabetical order, so it's relatively easy to find. But again, you come and see one of us, or if it's a Monday or a Friday, contact one of us and we'll guide you to where you need to go. So I'll hand you back over to Lauren now to go over the loans policy for the library.
So yeah, the loans policy, there's up to 10 books for an initial loan period of 4 weeks. The system is now set up to provide 2 automatic renewals. So in theory, if you take out a book, you can keep it for 12 weeks from that date. So I don't know, how long does the course run in total, Amelia?
It runs until next May. I know we've got a lot of our books on, I was going to say, on reference only. Is that right? Yeah. Yes.
The ones which you stated you wanted on reference only are there, so they're more to be kind of used, as and when people up there. Like Dave said, though, you can photocopy book chapters. There's no limit on that. So if you did want a certain chapter or you're researching there at the time, more than welcome to just photocopy it and take that home with you. But yeah, so yeah, what I was trying to say was 12 weeks initially you could have the books for, but we are flexible with renewals, aren't we, Dave?
We are,
if
as long as they
someone-
haven't been requested by anyone else, you can normally have further renewals after that.
Yeah, and lots of your books, Amelia, we have various copies, so there's not just one copy. So the ones which are loanable, there is more than one. So don't think that, you know, if someone else needs it, you could also access the book. But back to the loan policy. Also, on Mondays and Fridays, you can still take books out. So don't think, again, because we're not actually physically there on Friday, that you can't take out some books to help you with your course, because you can. Every book has a little slip in, and if you just put your name and filled that out and left it in our Dropbox, or left it somewhere where we could pick it up, we would just charge it to your account when we're next in. So don't think, oh, there's no one here, I can't take any books out. You can. And again, if there was anything on the shelf that you wanted that's not there, we can provide interlibrary loans and requests from our other mental health libraries. So yeah, just let us know. We can also provide article requests as well.
Yeah, and if I can add to that, you know, David and Lauren are very approachable on the email, and you know, they're easy to get in touch with and very approachable. But I want to put a note of caution on the borrowing period, as Lauren was checking with me there, that although, you know, you might be able to get up to 12 weeks, obviously that's half the course gone. So, you know, bear in mind the needs of other people as well. And my advice would be, you know, if you are going to take it out, is don't have it for any more than 4 weeks, because that's good practice. And then you can return it back, so that, you know, other people can make use of it. So that would be my note. I know David and Lauren are keen to get people to access the library, and rightly so. And I'll just, you know, play the bad guy here and say, you know, I want you to get your books back.
No, it is a good point. And yeah, if your course, you know, you're between you on the course, work out when you might need the books, you can return them to us, and then they can be loaned back out to another course member after that. And as mentioned before, there's always, where there's multiple copies, there's always going to be a reference copy that can't be taken from the library. So if you are really struggling for a particular title and someone has borrowed it, there's going to be a reference copy that you can just go into the library and use as well. But if you are really in a bind, get in touch with us. If something has happened and something's not there that you need it, we'll try our best to get hold of either the full book or a chapter for you that you need. So
and it's very much done on a trust basis, isn't it? People taking books out and so on. You know, and so it's really trusting the group as professionals to be honest, to fill in those forms and to return the books, you know. So we're very reliant on sort of trusting the group as professionals to do the right thing with the library, so that everybody gets access to it and can use it over the years. So I'm quite happy to play the bad cop here, guys.
No, I will say though, just on another note, obviously we have a new book display there, but if anyone wants to take out any books for sort of recreational reading as well, we encourage that. We buy a lot of books. We want them used. So if there's, you know, you can use the books for your course, but if there is anything else you're interested in mental health and you see a book, by all means take that out as well. You know, we actually
definitely. You're not just restricted to your clinical supervision. You can borrow anything.
There's some real good stuff in there, in the whole collection.
Yeah, and it's constantly being updated all the time, isn't it, Lauren? Like I said, every month or so we have a new book order going on, and then we get those processed and out on display as soon as possible. So it's something to keep an eye on, definitely.
Yeah, and it's a lovely environment, I would say. It's a really lovely environment. I really like it.
Yeah, we do, don't we, Lauren? It's a lovely library up in St. Cadoc. It's even if you just need 5 minutes, if you just need 5 minutes peace and quiet away from everything, just to relax, you can come in and have that in the library. Like I say, we've got our comfortable seating area now in the bay window next to the printer. That gets quite well used. It's really nice, especially when the sun is shining.
Okay.
What I'll move on to now and give you a brief overview of some of the electronic resources that you'll also have access to as well. there's two ways of getting hold of them. One will be the Yellow Star ABUHB applications, which should be on every desktop on any health board PC. So you don't have to be in the library. You can access these from any health board PCs. That will give you access to some of the literature searching databases and the evidence summaries that we subscribe to. But the more comprehensive way of getting hold of them, where they're all more or less more in one place, is actually the NHS Wales e-library website, which I'll give you a brief overview now in a moment. So I'll change my screen to that website. Just bear with me a second, because it probably won't be a smooth transfer.
Transition.
So bear with me a moment. I'm just going to try now and change what I'm sharing. So bear with me one moment. Sorry about this, bear with me.
And I think those forms are ones that you've put in the post to me. Is that right? In the email that yesterday, which I'm going to circulate to people.
Yes, I popped in the registration form, the St Cadoc information pamphlet, and the NHS Wales Library Search Instruction Manual. So there's paper copies available in the library if people prefer to have a paper copy to take away as well. Right, I'm going to try this screen. Can everyone see the NHS Wales e-library website? There we are, I got there in the end. Apologies for the delay. This is the main hub for all the library's electronic resources. So please do come and see us or book in a slot with us and we can go through this in more detail with you. But I'll just give you an idea now of what we have available here. And there is a wealth of really, really good resources. I can't praise the e-library enough because it means it's thing you can work on the go. You don't have to make time to come into the library. You can have a look at this at home. I'll explain a little bit in a moment about how you log on to these resources from home as well. But I'll just start by quickly going through what we have on here. So I'll start with the evidence summaries. We subscribe to BMJ Best Practice, Clinical Key. I believe Clinical Key for nursing is going to be removed soon, so I won't go into too much with that, but Clinical Key we are keeping. There's Cochrane Clinical App answers and mobile applications as well. Like I said, come in and see one of us. We can go through these in a little bit more detail. They might be useful for your day-to-day work as well. Got a link to all the electronic journals here, so you can search either titles or keywords there, and that will bring you a list of the electronic journals. I'll just do a quick example. I will pop in counselling, and we just click search, and it will bring up any electronic journals we subscribe to. That we got access to there, and then you just click on the online access, and if you're on a health board PC, access should be automatic. And again, in a moment I'll explain how you would sign on at home as well to access this. So I'll just go back to the main screen. Very similar with electronic books as well. There's a vast collection on here now. So again, I'll just pop in counselling. I'll do it the lazy
pop in
way.
clinical supervision, David. Would you mind? Just
no
pop in. Yeah, let's see how we do on that.
This is being updated though. There's not as many as the journals. There'd be more journals than ebooks.
Yeah.
There we go. So these under clinical supervision, they have to have clinical supervision in the record somewhere. So there'll be an element of it. It might not necessarily be what the book is completely. But it will give you a list of books there that you'll have electronic access to as well.
Yeah.
So again, when you get 5 minutes, it's worth exploring this website and seeing what's here.
Sure.
We've got the literature searching databases as well. Now, if literature searching is something that you may need for your course, or you may need something a little bit later down the line for your work, get in touch with us. We can provide training sessions on the databases and give you sort of an idea then of how to perform a search. But these are all the literature searching databases that we've got access to. The main one that we use in the field of mental health is PsycInfo, but a lot of the other medical ones do hold useful literature as well on many different topics. So do get in touch with us if that is something you think you might need. And then Open Athens is just a little bit of information about the system that allows you to log on, basically, but has now actually been simplified quite a lot. So you don't need to worry too much about that and getting that set up. And then there's also professional guidelines and e-learning as well. Now, these guidelines might come in useful for your day-to-day jobs as well. Particularly, we've now got the Maudsley prescribing guidelines on there as well, but there's many others, so it's well worth having a look to see if there's anything there that would help you. As I mentioned, the way to log on to this now has been simplified. So when you're at home or on a non-health board device, it'll ask you to log in either with an Open Athens username and password, which you used to have, but you haven't now. You can now log on with your NHS Wales email and password. So as long as we set your account up in the library and make sure your email goes in the correct box, which provides your username, so to speak, that access should go through smoothly. But as we always say, if you do try and log on to something, but you're having trouble, get in touch with us, because we will be able to hopefully iron out any kinks and get you access on a non-health board PC to a lot of these resources. But saying that, on a health board PC, access should be automatic for the majority of it. And if you do,
IP address.
yeah, but if you do find any difficulties with that, again, get in touch with us, because it might be something that needs reporting to IT or the e-library, and we can normally get that sorted out for you. So I think that's the crash course of the NHS Wales e-library. But again, they do get in touch with us for a more in-depth demonstration of that, if you should need it. And I'm just going to try and go back to the slide now, if you can bear with me a moment. And we're almost there. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a couple more slides to go. So just to let you know as well, the health board does subscribe to Up to Date. It's depending on what field that you're in, but this is a really useful resource that provides lots of information about treatments and conditions and lots of other things. So again, if you think that would be useful for you, get in touch with us and we can show you that in a little bit more detail. And we've just done the NHS Wales e-library crash course. So I'll just hand over now. If there's any questions, Amelia, that you think the students might want to know that we haven't covered, then do feel free to ask us now, or yourself or the course members can email us or come to the library and ask when they think of something.
Yeah, well, I think if you just go back to the slide, David, where it's got the access key to the rooms, just if we can just talk around that, you know, that first slide you had.
Yeah, of course.
Which has got, that's the one. Yeah. Okay. So that, you know, that people know how to get in the library. That's the main thing, isn't it? Is to be able to get in and to be able to you know, sort of borrow something or refer to something. I mean, as I say, reference copy are there for a reason, that, you know, people can actually sit and look at books and take a few notes and not have to take it out. You know, that can be quite an efficient way of working sometimes for people.
That's right.
You know, because we can all take books and carry them around in our bags for ages and not sort of look at them, kind of thing. I think I'm a prime offender in that way.
But yeah, if you come into the library to do it, you're focused and you can get what you need out of it there. Yeah, by all means, jot the library codes down now if you need them, but they will be on your welcome email as well when you sign up with us. So you'll have them. You'll have a copy of them there, and most will be on people's devices there. So But again,
So
any trouble getting into the library if it's unstaffed, obviously if it's during office hours, Monday or a Friday, just contact one of us
yeah.
and provide the codes in real time anyway.
And you've sent me some forms which we referred to earlier. Is one of those a joining form? Because I haven't looked closely at it yet, but I'm going to forward it to the group.
Yes, the first one will be the registration form.
Right.
So they can either
Yes.
print that off, fill it out,
Yeah.
bring it in, or they can do it electronically and email it. That's no problem
Right.
at all.
Yes.
We've also got forms, registration forms out in the corridor. So if they don't get around to it before they visit the library, they can do a form, a physical form there as well.
Were your emails on this presentation? I wasn't looking for them, but
They are. I'll go
they
back.
are. Great,
Yeah.
great. So people can just flick through the presentation. That's fine. They can find them.
Yeah,
Lovely.
you're welcome to have
Yes.
yeah, they can flick through the recording and get the details
Fab.
there. They've got me and Lauren's individual emails,
Yeah.
and the overall library email. Probably best using the stc.library@wales.nhs.uk.
We
So if one
both
of us,
are access.
yeah, so
I don't know about you, but I just hate, you know, when you're going with IT and you get tickets and stuff, and they'll never give you a name. I just hate that. I
no,
like a
it's
name.
very anonymous now, isn't it? When you're
I know.
reporting
I
anything.
just don't like that at all. You know,
Um,
things
well,
are very anonymous. You know, yeah,
that's it. Or if you ever email the STC
yeah,
one, there's only ever going
yeah,
to be Lauren. I'm going to reply,
yeah,
and when we reply, you'll know who you're getting the reply off. It will show up
yeah,
next and everything.
yeah,
So that'll be absolutely
yeah.
fine.
I
It's
like a
just case,
friendly face.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
hopefully we
you
hopefully
are.
friendly and approachable. Fingers
Yeah,
crossed. But yes, it just might be best to use that one initially in case one of us happens to be on annual leave, and then the other one will
yeah.
pick the email up, obviously.
Great. No, I think that's it from my side. I think those are the key things. You've covered the key areas and great presentation. So we'll save that now on my team, and I'll share that with the two of you as well. So hopefully you can use it as well.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So we'll stop recording now. Hang on. Right. Stop recording. Stop.